What up, everybody? Tommy here.
It's Aaron.
As always, Tommy and Aaron. We are the PR Project. This is PR Project brought to you by UCAN. Jen UCAN is the name of the company, but UCAN, right? But I like that product placement back there.
Oh, this ain't just product placement, bro. This is
Talk to me. Tell me what's in the bottle. I think this is a good way to go.
this is a proprietary blend of UCAN Super Starch mix and also UCAN's electrolyte mix.
Dog, that's the way to go.
So I'm getting my carbohydrate, my super starch in to fuel me through the run, but I'm also getting the electrolytes in to keep me thoroughly hydrated for the run. So shout out the watermelon flavor on that electrolyte. It's kind of lit. I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of stereotypical that I chose watermelon, but we here. You then?
I mean, at least as long as they have it available for you, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? As long as they ain't trying to sell it to you, it's good. You pick, it's on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're right.
But shout out to UCAN for sponsoring the PR project. A lot of nutrition products out there have a lot of sugar, caffeine, all that stuff, which is great sometimes, but often we can crash, and we don't want to crash throughout our day or throughout our workout. That's the most important thing in a PR project. Is every run you want to feel as good as possible, and then fueling helps that. UCAN has a remarkable ability to have lasting, steady energy throughout the process, and by controlling your blood sugar levels. Blood sugar levels are extremely important. I didn't really know how important that is until somebody shines a light on it, and then when you get that weird feeling in a run or whatever, oftentimes that's because your blood sugar levels have dropped. So I'm out here smart now because of UCAN as well. But you can also go to UCAN and get a discount, 20% off it. You can. Discount 20% off. PR Project is the code. We'll also have a link in the description when this posts to YouTube as well. So make sure you go grab a UCAN. We have the UCAN Edge. This is what we take during the runs, especially during the hard efforts. And then we also have my favorite, which is the Energy Plus Protein. For me, I just feel like I take it and I get two birds with one stone. I got my energy, and then I also have the protein needed for after the run. So,
yes,
thank you, UCAN.
Yes, I just mixed up some protein also for post run because we'll segue while we are doing this earlier today. It's pretty cold outside. It's like winter's last stand.
Yeah, it's
here in Michigan.
Last stand.
Mother Nature wasn't going out without a fight, so it is approximately 28 degrees outside right now, but the weather report says it should get up to maybe 38. We hoping for 38. I mean, 35 degrees Fahrenheit would be decent, at least better than the 5 degrees or something that it was this morning. So
yeah, and snowing too. And shout out to anybody that ran today. We had some folks from We Run 3-on-3 run a mile. Some did the 5K. I think it was for the Corktown races, but there's a bunch of others like Shamrock races all around the country too that are happening today. Shout out to everybody that's getting that done. It says the high's supposed to be 42, so
that's what we hoping for.
Yeah, and the sun's supposed to come out. I mean, and I want to be clear. It wasn't because we can't handle it or whatever. We've toughed it out all winter long. You know what I'm saying? And then last Sunday it was 60 degrees, and this Sunday we wake up, it's snowing and it's 15 degrees. So it was one of those moments where you just had to say, look, I don't need that problem. Mental toughness is there. I don't need to test it anymore until race day. So
yeah, and it's also about just removing friction sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah. Especially when you did deep in the block right now, we're in the thick of the training block. It's as real as it gets right now. And sometimes you do need a little, you know what I'm saying, just a little help, a little assistance, whatever that can give you a small bit of advantage, whether it is waiting a little later for it to warm up or waiting for it to stop raining. Maybe you're hungry and you want to eat before you go out. Whatever is going to remove that friction from making your run miserable or making your run less desirable, as long as it's inside the plan and as long as you're not cheating don't cheat the grind. You know what I'm saying? We're not cheating the grind. We just trying to, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to make this as painless as possible because we done put in a lot of miles, especially this week, man. Yeah, we've done a lot. So just trying to give ourselves a little bit of grace.
Yeah, and like I think my coach told me one time, it's like, you're gonna have to use, mental toughness is required for all this stuff that we're doing. And if there's ever a moment where you could just like shift something, like running later in the day or earlier in the day, or some days it's running on a treadmill, even though we don't want to do it. Some days it's it's those little things that make that change, so you don't have to use so much like fortitude. Like you got to push through and fight, and it's just miserable. We've had many of those days, which is great. It's all good for the grit bank, but at some point, like you said, you just got to go path of least resistance. I mean, because we're still going to be running the workout. We're still going to work out, go crazy with it. But sometimes you just gotta fix some things up to your favor,
All right, and I'm trying to get this link posted on Instagram because you know what I'm saying, we're doing something different. So I'm not paying attention, but
no, you got her texting people and stuff. It's fine.
Man, I'm trying to make the people aware so they can come in and get some of this knowledge. But like a lot of times we say during workouts like I didn't even have to go to my mantras. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even have to start pulling out the big guns. Sometimes it's like that with training too. Like, man, I didn't even have to like trick myself into going outside today, or I didn't even have to like build it up in my brain to go outside today. So whatever you can do to kind of like avoid the need for like, because you don't want to be like break glass in case of emergency for every run. Only so many times that's gonna work for you. So if you can do little things to make it a little smoother, go for it. Nobody's gonna hold that against you. Nobody's gonna run out like in the middle of your run and be like, stop. You started too late. It doesn't count. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
no, I love that. Like, you ain't trying to, because there are those runs where unfortunately, like you go into your mantras a little early, your legs are tired, all that stuff. Those are tough, and those do help, and you'll remember those days as long as you're able to, get through and finish. But then at the same time, like if you could just slight maneuvers or whatever, you can. Well, I mean, because I'm expecting to have a good day, well rested, sitting around all day, kind of chilling, get some good food in, all that stuff, and then no excuses later. That's all. That's the thing. No excuses later. It is what it is. We got to go crazy.
If you're gonna move stuff around, if you're gonna make the necessary changes, then you can't be like, well, man, it would have been a better workout if I would have ran earlier. Like, no,
I wish I'd have run. No,
you can't have both. You can't have it both ways.
And honestly, running later in the day probably fits more like what our bodies are used to. I mean, because 4 days out of the week we running in the after 4 o'clock. Yeah, so it may actually work out really well for us. We'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Yeah. So you kind of inspired this RunLife Balance thing. So I'm gonna let you kick this one off, and then because anybody watching this, please jump in, because RunLife Balance is a big topic, and it always has been for runners, and especially when you're training for like a race of any length or distance or whatever, it takes a lot of time, and it's a taxing effort, and it's just hard to figure out like what to do with everything, because we are still people. None of us, or hopefully there's going to be some professionals watching this, but if you're not professional, you got a job, you got a family, you got friends, you got this, you got that. So kick us off and let me know like how we're going to go about this conversation.
So this came up. I just, for the last couple weeks, man, I just been tired, bro. I just been sleepy. Like, I don't want to get out the bed. I've been hungry. I just want to eat everything. Man, so it's just, and I've missed some things. Like today, I told the run club that I would come and support for the 5K and the 1 mile earlier. But man, I couldn't get out of bed, man. It's just when you're pushing your body to a limit that it's not used to. Like, this is my first time like getting in the high 70 miles per week, like training for a marathon, training for my first marathon. So it's just it's like, what sacrifices are you willing to make, and like what friends are you willing to like make super mad at you, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. And then like when you try to explain it to people, that they're not really gonna get it because it's kind of foreign to most people to like
Yeah.
So it's just trying to find like I said, RunLife Balance, trying to find the balance of I'm still a human that runs. I'm still a person that runs, and there's still people that depend on me. There's still people that have expectations for me outside of running,
Right.
even though I have these huge expectations for myself with running, but I also have expectations for myself outside of running as well. So it's just finding a balance of being able to accomplish your goals within this hobby, within this sport that we that takes up a lot of our brain space, but still have the bandwidth to be able to be present for other people and be present for ourselves outside of running. So yeah, it's just it's tough, but you know,
I mean, I just like, because I think this is maybe my fifth like marathon training block, even though I've only going to be running the 3 of them so far, or this will be my 3rd. But like as you do it, you know, you get kind of used to it. You get a little more familiar with like the process, and you're kind of your body starts to get used to like the strain of it, you know. And then like, cause like say for like, you know, I am at my highest mileage too, like consecutively, like week after week. But in the past, you know, let's just say like 40 miles, high 40s in a week, that it almost felt the same kind of like as it does now. But then back then, like, you know, after like a 14-mile long run on the weekend or a Sunday, you know, I was pretty much like, you know, I just out of pocket. Like, you know, dad ran 14 miles today, so he can't, you know, whatever, just leave him alone, let him rest. But I think as you go, let the man, let the man, let the man rest.
Oh, that's it's funny how you phrased it.
It's true though, because like it's just like it just takes so much to do all this stuff. But then as you get used to it, it does get a little easier to transition. Like yesterday, we speaking of like work life, run life balance. You did a great job yesterday, because like, you know, before the run, I mean, you probably feel like that's probably why you didn't support people today, but you did a great job because you went and helped a good friend move into it, help move out of one place, help them like pack up or whatever, and then you came to the gym, ran 10 miles on a treadmill, and then went back. Did you not go back?
So what happened was,
okay, no.
I went to the radio station after that.
So you went to another obligation, you know, and then whatever. But that's still good. It's still great though, because it's like, you know, I think the whole thing about run life balance is just being very intentional with your time, you know, because I mean, it sucks to go to the mall with your daughter like after a long run, but you know, like we can do it though. We can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to try to be as present as possible where you're gonna be. You know?
Yeah.
Just being intentional.
I realized yesterday that I need to utilize my calendar a little better, because I need to get, if it's not like, I don't know, it's like the running takes up so much of my brain space that if I don't have it down on paper, if I don't have it like in my phone or something like that, just like set, I'll forget about it. Like it's so much dedicated. It's so much like brain space dedicated to this one thing that's kind of like singular focus. So it's really easy to let other things kind of slip through the cracks while we're chasing this PR, obviously, while we're chasing, you know what I'm saying, the best shape of our life. So it's like, what are you doing in order to, like, what fundamentally are you doing to put in place to assist you with staying on task, staying on top of everything? Because it's like you can sit there and kind of just go through the motions like you normally do when you're not training, but you have to know it's going to be a little more stress. It's going to be a little more, the margin of error is a little smaller, because you're asking so much of your body, you're asking so much of your mind already just with running, and that doesn't even include work, that doesn't even include family, that doesn't include friendships. Everything else is so much going to running. It's like sometimes you have to take that step back and say, maybe am I putting too much into running, or how can I put these procedures or put this infrastructure in place to allow me to be as effective in other areas of my life.
Yeah, and then too, like it's like because you have to, just being selfish to think about the running side. I mean, you also have to be careful with like how far, because I think that the tendency for us is to like to go in one full swing one way, which is like all into running, and then people around us have to tell us, or we feel we get their feedback about like what's important, and they tap in that way, and that helps, and then we kind of, but then the pendulum swings back to the other side, and then now we're still doing the same amount of running, but then we start throwing other events and things on top of that, and then your running suffers, because like not you're still putting in the same amount of mileage, you're still doing all that stuff, but you don't have you're lacking sleep, you're on your feet too long through the day or whatever. So it's like it's real hard to balance that. But so what I've tried to do is just be like intentional and strategic with where we go, like my son was like, I asked him last weekend, I said, pick something you want to do, and anything you want to do, we'll do it, right? And he goes, for anybody that's not in the area, he says Defy Detroit, which is like one of those like trampoline places or whatever. I was like, well, no, we're not doing that. Like I said, pick anywhere. He said that place. I said no. And I said, well, just pick another one for whatever, I didn't tell him because my legs are too tired, but I said, well, let's pick another one because we've been there before, so I kind of maneuvered, but we picked a place where we could just walk around and I could be somewhat comfortable, but be present. So it's like, you really got to balance. And then you also just need sign in for your family, your friends, and your coworkers. You got to be open and tell people kind of what your goals are so they can kind of sign on with you. Because if you just say, yo, I'm running a lot, that's hard for people to get on board with. But if you say, hey, this is my first marathon, it's a really big deal to me, or hey, I'm going after Boston, or hey this, hey that, I'm trying to do a 5K, whatever it is, that at least allow them the opportunity to sign on with you, and then try to help you work through time with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Josh makes a good point. He says, just being intentional with your time, and try to compartmentalize what you're doing. So when I'm running, I'm running. When I'm with family, I'm with family. I try not to let one overlap the other, because I'm not fully present in one or the other. I agree. So, but also, we're human. Sometimes it's hard to turn that off, especially when that goal is so big and it's really something you want to do. It's hard not to think about running when you're sitting at the computer at work, or it's hard to not think about running when you're watching that TV show that you might not care as much about, but your kids want to watch it, or your significant other might want to do something, and it's just like, man, I gotta make sure I foam roll today, or I gotta make sure that I'm getting all my calories in today, so I'm not starving tomorrow. It's such a tightrope to walk almost sometimes, because I don't know if we're really, especially now in this age of constant stimulation with our brains. I don't know if we're good at compartmentalizing, because we're constantly multitasking, because we constantly have this supercomputer in our hand while we're doing everything else, and we're getting hit a bunch of stuff at once.
Right, and on top of that is like what we're trying to do as well is a little harder to balance, because like when you finally sit still, it's like, okay, this could be content time. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a post in. You know what I'm saying? Let me make this reel or whatever. So it's tough, man. Like it's crazy tough. But I wanted to kind of talk too, because I laughed when you had said it earlier. Like this hunger, the marathon hunger is the craziest thing that you will ever experience, bro. Like you eat like you could eat an hour later, like you never like it's the first meal of the day.
Yeah. And I'm food conscious sometimes, but like I've turned that part off. Like I'm just like, bro, if you are hungry, eat. Like be mindful with what you're eating. But don't feel bad about eating. Like if you're hungry, eat to your hunger. Like you need as many calories, you need as many carbs, protein, all of that stuff. Your body is screaming for it. Be kind to it. Answer that. Like it's a reason why you're hungry, especially when you're putting in so many miles, cross training, all of that stuff. Like, yes, you have to eat, but yes, I've never in my life felt this hunger that I feel now. Yeah, I'm like, man, do I got a tapeworm or something? I'm like, man, where did the food go? It's just like unstoppable.
I got a confession to make, because you said, be careful with what you eat, be mindful. So for the last like 2 days, you know how you get pulled, like somebody drinking driving gets pulled over, they say they say, how many drinks have you had? They say two, so that me saying 2 days that's the equivalent, so it might be more than 2 days. But I just been like all type of sweets, bro. Like I cannot stop. And I almost looked it up to see like what causes like sweet cravings, because I think there might be something there. Like maybe I need to eat something that would help me with that. But bro, I'm like, I saw these vegan donuts in Whole Foods. Oh my god.
So I've been telling myself, because even like when I'm not training for a marathon, the sweets are my vice, like for sure. So I've been telling myself, all right, I'm just gonna get trail mix. You know what I'm saying? Dark chocolate trail mix. And I'm just gonna snack on that. That's gonna be my snack. It don't even be a snack no more. It'd be like a whole meal, because I eat the whole bag. Like I have no self-control. It's just
no. I think that this might be a deeper conversation than what we think, right? Because I think that I don't know what the theory is, but there's only in our nature, there's only so much we can resist. Like there's only so much discipline we can have, so we're applying so much discipline to this running thing and foam rolling and blah blah, stretching and all this other stuff, that when it comes to like seeing like passing by, mind you, them donuts, there's like 6 of them in the thing. They cost $10. And I bought them anyway because they look that great. So I feel like there is something to that like maybe we're spreading our mental acuity, whatever it is, too thin. It's too tough.
I pick up what you put down. I think you're onto something, because like usually at work I don't eat the stupid stuff that they bring in. Just like
now.
Like I just pass. I mean, no, it's cool. It's fine. Now, like, no, bro, give me whatever's over there. I'm dabbling. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm grazing like a cow, bro. I'm grazing. I'm just walking by. I'm grabbing stuff.
Somebody come over and ask you like, "Hey, Aaron, would you like?" And you up already walking towards the thing like, "Yup."
Yes,
you
please.
You got to finish.
I'm gonna swing back another time too, just in case you got some extras left over. Let me get them too.
Oh man, hold up, I gotta share this one. Yeah, so thanks Josh for tapping in, man. Thanks for all the comments. Yeah, it never works. Sweets and coffee are a bottomless pit. Like like they don't go. It's almost like I just ate a donut before this call. Like I'm and if you handed me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm smashing it. Actually, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are my go-to for for anybody who wants a secret on how to PR and how to get your BQ. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches almost have to be a part of that.
Question.
What's that?
Are you at like triple-decker status?
Okay, all right.
Or are you a 2 sandwich guy? Are you above that? Let me know.
Wait, a 2 sandwich, like do I make 2 at a time?
Because one peanut butter and jelly sandwich really like
one peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a joke.
A triple-decker.
So what you talking about? You talking about like a Big Mac, like three pieces.
Right. Give me,
and then peanut butter and jelly on each one.
Yeah, because you can't like segregate. It has to be so yeah, like bread.
Yeah, you can't have bread.
Yeah. So the triple, or do you be classy and be like, no, I'm just gonna make 2 sandwiches?
No, I love that there's only 2 options, because one sandwich was not an option.
No, it's not. You're a grown human being, male.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't done. I'll do 1 sandwich now and then like just double back, like a little bit.
So you later.
I put everything away. I put the dirty knife in the sink.
You got to put the dirty knife on the edge of the sink. That's they say that's the international signal for I might be having another sandwich.
Oh my god!
The knife on the edge of the sink, like don't throw that. Don't wash that yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I might be coming back for more.
So I will. You heard it here first. I will be trying the triple decker, most likely Not after the call, because we're gonna run in like an hour and a half. But I will try the triple decker tomorrow, and then I'll let you know. And then see, like the 2 sandwich thing is actually pretty aggressive though, because that's 4 pieces of bread. You know,
right. But
so
that's why the triple decker is like the sweet spot, because it's like
triple decker seems like it's a compromise. And then you really, if you want to think about it, you really getting more of the good fat from like from the peanut butter. So this isn't necessarily like and you got carbs. And this is all things that you need to run, carbs and fat.
And if you have whole grain bread, it's basically a health food.
No, it is a health food. Like it literally, if you go get the right type bread, and you got flax seeds in there, you got omega-3s, you got all type of stuff. Like this is actually probably should be sold in stores.
I think we need to table this talk right now, because I feel like our ideas may be taken.
Shannon agrees.
Yeah,
it's triple P.
All right, one more. So while we're on this subject, one more question, because this might be the deal breaker for our partnership here on this show. Crunchy or creamy peanut butter?
Right now we have crunchy upstairs.
So it sounds like you don't have really a strong feeling.
No, I don't have.
I don't have it there.
I think no. Well, no. Like I feel like I got to be in a mood for one or the other. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna be able to tell you 365 days a year. I'm gonna be able to have crunchy peanut butter 365. That's a lot. You might as well just get some trail mix and offset it.
Yeah. It's a different experience.
Yeah. Not every day though. Like you got to have both. You don't have both. What, you just got one?
It depends. It depends on a multitude of factors. A multitude of factors. But recently, I've made the switch to natural peanut butter. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. So let's talk about that. Like, was that a long journey to like enjoy the taste of natural peanut butter over Jif?
Not really. Because when you are eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on a frequent basis, you don't really need your peanut butter to be that sweet, because you got the jelly with it.
Right.
So the natural peanut butter is kind of perfect. And once you go to the natural peanut butter, the other stuff just tastes like really fake.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me growing up, because I was never too good for Jif, Peter Pan.
Oh yeah.
Great Value, whatever. When I was younger, you know what I'm saying? Whatever was in the cabinet, that's what was getting used. But now that I've gained a bit more, you know what I'm saying, culture, I've become more worldly. You know, your knowledge, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Smucker's Natural, fire. Santa Cruz from Whole Foods,
so let's see.
Fire. If it's not in a glass jar, I might be too bougie for it.
No, I'll go. I'm hearing you with like the Whole Foods glass jar, but when the words, the name Smuckers and then natural to me, just doesn't seem like it goes together. You know, like
you're right, but I mean,
feel like they lied to you.
Peanut butter
I feel like they lied to you on that.
If the oil not at the top of the glass jar and I gotta stir it, I be feeling. Look. We about to get this. We about to get this sponsorship going, because I get that dark. It's like dark roasted, crunchy. Because they got light roast too. I'm like, oh, they really going crazy. Santa Cruz got dark roasted, and they got stir and no stir. I need that stir. You know what I'm saying? Not that no stir. That mean they didn't put emulsifiers in it and all of that crazy stuff. I want to look at the ingredients list. Peanuts, salt. I don't need anything else. You feel me? Shout out to George Washington Carver.
Oh yeah, Mr. Carver is the man for that. Because I mean, what would we do without it? Back to the triple decker. Carlos says this triple decker sandwich discussion is blowing my mind. Team Crunchy. You know, I think I've thought about. My son has done a triple decker, and just being a parent, I had to like rain on the fun parade on that one. And
you had to reprimand him for bringing out the third piece. What if it's the end piece of bread though, that nobody really don't eat?
My kids don't touch the end piece of bread. Like I tried to. My daughter came. I said like, just make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I'm not cooking right now. I got something to do. You know. And then she's like, there's only one slice of bread, and I could see her holding it up, and I could clearly from a distance see there was at least 3 slices in there. So I walk over, and then she's like, I'm like, Aaron, there's three pieces right there. And She's like, those are the ends. And I just walked away. Like, and she didn't eat. She just didn't eat. She waited for dinner.
That's the beauty of growing up with privilege.
Man, hey, listen, so the way you do is you trick yourself, because it is a weird piece.
I think I know what you're about to say.
You trick yourself, flip the, you lace the outside of the end cap, and then so when you holding it,
you can't tell. You tricking your brain. You're like, no, this is a regular piece of bread.
Matter of fact, I've done that to my kids before. I just made the sandwich for them and had to, whatever, and they didn't even know. Yeah, they don't know.
This is growing. I think we just get 10 minutes on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I mean, but it's obviously worth it because we got people talking. Does anybody eat the end piece? So we just talked about that. Flip it over. Oh man, Josh is here.
He has life. These are life skills that you have to pick up along the way. Like if you don't have this stuff, if you're not gaining this knowledge, this knowledge is passed down from our forefathers.
If you can't make this work for yourself, then you probably should just stop doing everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Just give up.
But yeah, RunLife Balance. So I think we've came up to the conclusion: eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, be present, and just run. Like, that's how you make it work.
Right. But yeah, so I guess I don't. The thing about this conversation is like this is fully transparent though. Like this wasn't one of these conversations that we came on here like, okay, I got 5 points that I'm gonna hit. You know what I mean? Because this, to be honest, like I don't have it yet. Like some days I do, some days I don't. Some days I have to feel like I have to apologize, and some days I feel like I had to make up for what last week's absence, or like yesterday's absence or whatever. And I think it's just like, I think for me, just to kind of like wrap up the RunLife Balance conversation, in my head, is really about is being open with your goals, whether it's life, whether it's in running, work, or business, or whatever it is being kind of open with your goals with the people in your circle, no matter how big that circle is, and then trying your best to execute like smoothly and spend the right amounts of time and be intentional, like Josh said, and be present in every moment. But then giving yourself some grace too. But I think the more people you talk to about your goals and sign on to come along that journey with you in a way, will allow you to kind of work through those moments much more smoothly and seamlessly. And then when you do mess up, because we will, we always do, just give yourself some grace and then just try to do better, the next day, and as long as people are aware of what your goals are, they probably understand more than you think they do.
And one final thing, if you expect people to be tolerant or be accepting of your goals, you also have to provide that to other people. If the relationships in your life are important enough to you that they are willing to sacrifice the time spent with you or the energy that you may not have, whenever they have their things, have that same acceptance, have that same tolerance for them, have that same interest in what they're doing, and give them the grace as well, because it's a two-way street.
Yeah, and then just if you think about like how running works, I mean, it's not even like we have to do that. We have to support the people around us, because running is super intense when it comes to like, if you are, whether you're doing like full training blocks or you just one of those people that just runs a lot of races throughout the year, and that means you also run a lot throughout the year. Running can be a lifelong thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're not just asking for like 3 months here of just like, bear with me, like after the Boston Marathon, I'm going to continue running. And then there's going to be another race, and there's going to be another one. So we got to go over and above whenever we can, especially for the people that are just around, that really care and are really helping us out there, and just shout out to all the friend groups that are also within it, because that's also big too, because if you're the only one of your friends that runs, that's going to be tough. I mean, you got to get out there, join a run club, whatever, and meet people that are also doing that same thing. So it's not such a lonely journey. And then you get to talk to people that are doing the same thing you're doing, because other people have really cool tips on how to spend time with their kids and walk the dog and all this other stuff that they do that you probably just couldn't even imagine. And you're like, oh, well, so this is what I do. I run at 5 a.m. Not going to do that. But what else do you do?
how can I take these tenets and make them a thing in my life?
Yeah,
and
like
let's apply
figure
them
out.
to my life.
Right, like yeah, you said 5 a.m. I hear 5 p.m. That's all we're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it's a tough topic and it's a fun one. I think we all need to talk about it.
For sure. So I think we know what time it is now.
Brrr.
We will go to bam.
Shoecase.
Let me know. And this time around, I think I'm gonna let you go first, Tommy, because I always go first. I noticed that I watched back a few of our episodes. I'm like, I'm always going first. So
Well, I
you
don't. I
got the
didn't.
floor.
I
Let's
mean,
see
I
what you
ain't
got.
mean to leave you. I ain't mean to leave you out there hanging, brother.
No, that's all. That's all good.
All right. So I've had this. I think it's maybe my second pair of this shoe. But I've just recently just started running in it again, and it's been a freaking lifesaver. And I did say freaking, and I meant it. Here we go. This is the Saucony Endorphin Speed Dirty 2, right? And this is I actually got this. This is one of like this is the two-tone or whatever one. I ended up actually got this for when I was at that conference in Austin. But this is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2, and the shoe is wildly comfortable. It's a very fast, feeling shoe because it does have like it's not a carbon fiber plate, but I think it's like a what is it, a nylon
Composite plate. Yeah, I think it's not nylon.
nylon plate. But it's super bouncy and it absorbs a lot of the impact. But it's just a really great shoe all around because I know a lot of people have run races in this shoe. A lot of people do their tempos and all that stuff, and they kind of sell it as a fast shoe. Like so, I was like, oh, I'm gonna only bring it out on like tempo days or whatever. But lately, on those days where we do a big run the day before, a big workout, I pulled these out just to run in them like on an easy day, and they feel amazing, like amazing. And then I do notice that they do turn once you start really picking up speed, and kind of shift where the weight's landing. They do turn into a little bit of a faster shoe. They're very springy, very poppy. It's not as rigid as like a normal carbon fiber plate shoe, so it's more comfortable actually because I mean you kind of feel the ground a little bit more as well, so they're more responsive. Great shoe, nice little stack. All around, all in all, just a really cool shoe. So good work, Saucony.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but that shoe reminds. I don't know if you remember, like when we was in high school, they had that. It was like a bomber jacket, but it was like Scarface.
Yeah. Scarface bomber.
Yeah. It remind me. It remind me of that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny when I picked them up out of the box or whatever when I got the shoe, but running, like I think it looks kind of cool running. I mean, it's not a running shoe,
especially side profile because it's like, why does he have on mismatched shoes?
Like,
and then you be like,
that's
cool.
Yeah.
So I'll do mine. I only got 2 shoes this week.
I got 2 as well,
and they are shoes that you've went over, but not me. So, bam.
Oh,
like that's right, but bam.
Yeah, that's correct.
I know, but we usually do banner, and it's not that, but little stuff.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Theodora. I'm not even gonna say the name because I'm not fluent in Italian, but Equip Atomo. I said the name after I said I'm not gonna say the name. Shout out to me for just being a contradiction.
He's a walking contradiction.
Cool shoe. Probably the best looking shoe that we've ran in this training block. To be honest, I really like this shoe. Yeah. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. Reminds me a lot of. You said last week that this reminded you of the Hoka Clifton. Yeah. This reminds me a little more of the Mach 4. Not as soft as the Clifton, but definitely maximalist. Definitely thick with 2 C's on the sole. Thick tongue for sure. Yeah. But I like the shoe. One drawback, I do wish the laces were a bit longer.
Okay.
Because it kind of got a little tricky tying them up, but that's a small thing. But yeah, super nice detail. Just good attention to detail with the design. The gradient on the midsole there is nice.
Kind of fire Italian colors, yeah.
You got a Italian flag over there. Very nice shoe. I will continue to put some work on with this one. The gold accents, sweet as hell. I got a lot of compliments on these, especially from our older guys, because Theodora was a huge brand for them back in the day.
Yeah, fashion wise for sure.
Yeah, this is a fashion shoe. This was a status symbol at one point. So yes, I like the Theodora. Thank you for sending these over. I think this is a great first foray into performance running.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I got a pick. And looking at the shoe, I just didn't think it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a comfortable shoe just by the look of it. It looks sturdy and all that stuff. But I just didn't think that it would be as smooth of a running shoe as well. You know, it performs better than I thought it would.
Yeah, because it looks like a lifestyle shoe, and that's probably like the number one thing you want to avoid is like if the shoe looks too cool, it's probably not going to perform.
Yeah.
Like if you can wear it with jeans, you probably shouldn't wear it out.
Yeah.
Like in these streets. You feel me? So they kind of found that balance.
They did. Damn. They did. And they had pun intended. Pun intended. Yeah, and the midsole is a fire. They figured it out. They really did. And I've talked about this shoe before. But I just kind of want to rehash the subject because I think it's just a dope shoe. If you can find that for me, that'd be cool. Oh no, here we go. Asics Gel Nimbus Light 3. So when I first got this shoe, I got it along with the Asics Gel Nimbus 24 as well, and they fit about the same because they have the same like gusseted tongue action here, and then you gotta be more mature. I can't do it. So look, it's a dope shoe. They feel about the same like on foot, and so at the time in the training block, to be honest, I like the 24s better because they were much more bouncy. These are more firm. They're both very comfortable, but I just felt like for what they are supposed to be for, I guess in my mind, I like the 24s better. But as we go through the training block, and now I'm more on like more tired legs, I feel like sometimes I need something a little more poppy, a little less bouncy and squishy, and requiring more from my legs. And some of those firm shoes, like it's kind of counterintuitive because you think like, yo, I'm tired, I need squishy, bouncy, fluffy shoes. But at the end, like halfway through a run, when you got something like these that are just like giving you some good energy return, popping off the ground, it just works out better for me in the long run. And I do feel like the 24s, you mentioned that the 24s for you would kind of have like a cap when it came to like distance wise. Like they were really great at like 6 to 8 miles or whatever. Once you get to 10 or maybe 12, it was just like, okay, it's too much. But for these, I feel like they don't have that. As long as your legs aren't super trash, these are actually a really great shoe. And they are light enough and quick enough to do some tempo and turnover. I know we had a friend that's run a lot of fast, speed, put some speed on these, and these are excellent shoes. I think they're out, right? Yeah. If they're not out, they're about to come out like this month. But yeah, these are worth it. These are a great addition to your repertoire. That's not what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And yeah, they're out right now. You can get them for $160 US.
Yep. And I'm gonna be doing a giveaway soon too. So
nice. And shout out to sustainability. They're made with recycled material. So
and that's why you love that. Yeah.
Sure.
What you got?
Next up, this is another shoe that you already touched on, but I'm gonna show it some more love. Show it a little more love.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Yes.
Good clog action. Yes. Shout out to UFOs.
Yes.
Yeah, you had the slide. I haven't even worn my slide yet because these clogs are just like super goofy looking, and I love that.
My clogs are over here, but they're too dirty to show on camera.
Yeah, that's yeah, for sure. They do get marks on them, but super comfortable, man. I just throw these on whenever I need to do menial tasks after a run, on my way to run. You know, I've never owned a pair of clogs, so it's kind of weird. Like sometimes when your foot get hot, they get a little sweaty. But
Yeah, I thought that was maybe just me.
no, it's not just you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
super comfortable. If you want to look like a dad that really does not care about what they call it,
Society.
satirical choices you
Oh.
make, these UFOs might be for you. They might be for you. And if you like minimalism, because there's no real branding on here either. I mean, it's there, but it's not really there.
You can't really see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
and
feel
then
like I get.
they got some of them like these have a little bit more branding on it.
Yeah. But it's
still.
like, you know, monochrome, so it's not like super
They're
out
not
there.
super flashy.
The looks I get when I wear these to like Trader Joe's and stuff, it's funny. Like people just be like, "What's going on? What are those?" And I realize like high school kids like stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? They wear the Crocs and they want them to look as goofy as possible. And this is a goofy looking shoe that the kids look at me and be like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
see it. So
when I was walking through the mall, and you know those center little stations, whatever, where they be like trying to clean your shoe while it's on your foot.
Yeah, the predators.
Yeah. So I was like, he was like, yo, he started talking about washing them or whatever, and I'm like, I'm good. And he like, wait, what are those? And like he was like staring at me walk by. I'm like, I don't want to have this.
You got to make sure you understand the tenor of what are those, because that
no,
it could have been frying you.
No,
like,
no. It was
what are those?
No, it wasn't that one. I don't even think he said one of those. But no, he's like, those different. That's what he said. Those different. And he was just watching me walk by. I'm like, okay, all right, UFOs, I see you. Yeah. But yeah, they are funny. The clogs are funny looking for me. But I love them and I wear them everywhere now. I got fully dressed the other day, like to look decent, and then was just like I had to choose between shoes and those, and I picked those.
I thought, look, so I was getting ready for work the other day, and I was like, I'm business casual, whoop-de-whoop, and I'm like,
you probably could get by.
I feel like I could have, but you know what I'm saying, I don't think having my heel out in you know what I'm saying, in my place of work, my place of my occupation or whatever you want to call it. I feel like in the office, having your heel out is frowned upon.
No shade to you at all with what I'm about to say, but you strike me as a fella that would take his shoes off at work anyway. Like you got your shoes off in your office.
You're right. I actually take my shoes off as soon as I get into my cubicle. I take my shoes off. I set them to the side. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I got my space heater underneath my desk. Yes, them shoes coming off, boss. Like,
oh my god, that's so perfect. Oh my god.
I even bring my golf ball sometimes so I can roll my feet out under my desk.
It's just like you was like you worried about your heel. I'm like, I guarantee this guy don't have shoes on half of the day anyway.
You're right. You know me well.
Maybe next week, maybe UFOs make it to the office. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate the constant conversation and feedback. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram. He is at Aaron X Worldwide. I'm Tommy IE_ runs with a Z. And follow us there. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because we like when you do stuff like that. It's kind of cool. It's like affirmation. Tells us to keep going. But then also hit us up if you want us to talk about something in particular that's like going on in the running community or just going on in your running life. We'd be happy to talk about it because we're doing the show for us to talk about our PR stuff in running, but we're also doing it for you guys as well. So the more conversation, the more love, the better.
Absolutely. Get us to 500 subscribers and we'll have some super special stuff for us, for you, for us too, because 500 subscribers, that's kind of big. But yeah, 500 subscribers, that's the goal for now. Tell a friend, and we'll, we love giving stuff away anyway. So 500 subscribers, that might be something super special. So help us out. There's plenty of people out there looking for, like, I'm not going to say funny because I'm not going to say we funny. I'm going to let the people say that. But I think we'd be out here acting a fool. But yeah, 2022 is the year of me making the, I'm saying? I'm saying it out loud. I'm not even, I'm not even going to keep it on the low no more. So goals are clear. 500 subscribers, that is a goal. We going to make that happen. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That's
Okay.
the
Oh,
goal.
yeah.
It was another goal coming.
I thought you was about to just start
500.
firing goals off. I thought you was about to go with your
500,
PR. I thought you was about to go with your marathon time. You know, I thought you was about to go with like annual sal. Like, you know, I thought you was going all there.
That's all that matters right now. This is the
That's
focus.
unfair. I can't do it.
He mad. He jealous.
Over
There you go. There you go. 500 subs. Let's do it. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Thank you. Share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell a friend. Oh, yeah. Real quick. Best hat in the game right now. This looks crazy on me, but Demons. Hit up Aaron. This is his baby over here.
We can make it.
All right. Peace out. Oh, somebody got to end it.
We just stand there.